In this lesson, we're going to learn two watercolor techniques for color and shape: glazing and negative painting. Glazing is basically just adding a layer of color over a layer that has already dried. Glazing is great for shadows, highlights, layers of color, and visible brush strokes. You can see on Sango's ears how the shadow ear has a purple glaze and the light side ear has an orange glaze. And you can tell that these are glazes because they are layered over other colors and they have a visible brushstroke line. On Black Bear, we have a glaze of purple, and on Bernie's highlight side, you can see a glaze of yellow. Negative painting is painting around a shape instead of painting the shape itself. You can use negative painting in a lot of ways, but a few ideas could include curly hair on animals, patches of multicolored hair on animals, and I know a lot of artists use it to produce depth in their landscapes. In this first slide of Liz, I'm pointing to a positive shape. So you can see I have painted those purple scales themselves. And here I'm using negative painting, so the opposite of positive painting, by painting around the scales. In this landscape, you can see I've painted around the trees, creating the negative tree shape, which I also painted positively by adding in the brown tree trunk and branches. Here on Charlie, I'm using it near his ears to distinguish these patches of multicolored hair. I actually don't negative paint that often, and if you have some fun ways you've incorporated negative painting into your art, please let me know in the comments. Here's a quick demo for glazing. I have an outline of an ear shape with a thin layer of water on it that I tinted with quinacridone gold just so you could see it. I'm just adding a little bit more dimension to this ear with some color. I'm pulling some of the color with my grainer brush to make it look furry. Now we let this dry completely. Our ear is dry for the most part. It's a little bit wet right there, but that's okay. Okay, so I've mixed up a purple using my ultramarine blue and my opera pink. It's not really a heavy mix because if it was too heavy, it would just cover up the layers underneath. And it's not too watery either that it will be not dramatic for what we're looking for. Of course, it's always a good idea to test the color before you go with it. So I'm going to glaze a visible brush stroke on the side. I'm going to drop in a little bit more color, just tapping it in. Ideally, you just want to do one pass when you glaze. I'm also going to glaze with my grainer brush. I've dabbed it a little bit to get some of that extra water off. If your grainer brush has too much liquid, too much paint and water in it, when you go to apply it, the spines won't separate very well and you'll have thick lines. So sometimes you can separate it manually. Sometimes it just needs to be blotted a little bit. And you can get where it's looking like a nice texture that you're after. So I did a little bit of a heavier mix with a little bit more opera pink. And that's really it. That's all there is to glazing. It's just a layer of color. And we applied it in two different ways using two different brushes. Negative painting is typically used for layers of overlapping shapes. So it's often used for landscapes or still lifes of florals and things like that. But I'm going to demo a quick application of something you could use it for with an animal portrait. So I've laid down some water that I tinted with opera pink just so you could see it. It's not too heavy of a application of paint. It's not crazy. So I'm just going to paint a simple cat ear shape. Our cat ear is still wet, but it is starting to dry. I'm going to use a pointy palette knife and scrape lines to look like the hair that they have in their ears. And now we're going to let that dry completely. So our ear is completely dry in the area where we are going to negative paint, which is right here. And we've given ourselves a little bit of a cheat sheet by making those scraped lines. Basically, we're just going to fill in the shapes created by those scraped lines. And it will give this furry area of the cat ear a lot of dimension. So I'm mixing up a little bit of a warm purple brown by using ultramarine, opera pink, and quinacridone gold. And then I have my silver black velvet brush, and I'm gonna just paint inside those shapes. And there we go. I like how that looks. This area was a little dark because I had some residual neutral tint on my brush. And some of the areas have a more ripply edge because it wasn't completely dry when we laid down that paint. If your paper is completely dry, you will have nice clean edges. But you can see how negative painting makes it look like there are long hairs going over the top of the fur, giving it that dimension. Let's continue to paint our funky fish, incorporating these two techniques. Remember, you can get the reference photo and the tracing of your funky fish in the video's description. And of course, your free supply list is waiting for you at paint333.com. We are going to do our negative painting on this fin of the fish. So I'm going to do a kind of sky blue color by just having a watery mix of ultramarine blue. I'm going to come in and try to keep this water having a little bit of a bead. And what that means is it isn't flat. It has this kind of pooling happening. And that will allow us to come in and we'll be able to pull that water into other areas as we go. So I'm going to come down, keep a lot of water in this line of paint. So I'm even going to drop a little bit more water so it's heavy with water. And then I'm just going to paint around the fin lines using this pool of paint. And I have my Princeton silver black velvet brush because it comes to a nice fine point. And you can see how I'm just drawing from this pool of water as I go. I'm going to drop some more pigment while these are wet so that they'll show up. And the spines get a little thicker at the bottom. Keeping in mind that this will dry even lighter, I'm not going to be too shy about putting extra pigment in. And that's it. We just negative painted around the spines in the fin. So you can just go ahead and let that dry as is. Let's use the technique of glazing on our funky fish. We're going to go ahead and use the same color we used for this negative painted area on the fin, and that's just a watery mix of ultramarine blue. When you're glazing, the goal is to just glaze with one pass. Ideally, you're not going to go in with your brush multiple times in the same area because you will lift up the pigment that you're painting over. Glazing is so much fun. So I'm going to put a little here. I'm going to go over here like this. Get some more and glaze right into that cheek there. And down here. And I'm going to glaze in the belly. So I'm trying not to lift up those pigments, but I want that glaze to be a little darker, so I'm tapping in a little bit more of the glaze color. Tapping in a little bit more. A little swipe right there. And last one I think would look good right here. That's it. That's how easy it is to glaze. And that's it for today. Remember that every like, every thumbs up, and every subscribe really helps me out, and I appreciate it. In tomorrow's lesson, I have 5 awesome texture techniques to show you. I'll see you then. Happy painting.